era. For more on the launch of this anthem in partnership with the Nelson Mandela Foundation, we're now joined via Zoom by One Campaign Africa Executive Director Edwin Ikhuoria and Gigi Limayne, who is one of the artists who worked on this anthem. A very good morning to both of you. Edwin, what does your organization do and how does this project come about?
Thanks for having us here. So we are basically an anti-poverty organization. We're fighting to end extreme poverty everywhere because we believe that where you're born or where you live should not determine whether you live. And so this project is really more about our own contribution to the whole conversation around Africa coming together. It's a global pandemic, right? And it's taking more people into poverty. So how do we come together and create a global response? Because nobody is safe until everybody is safe. So where the disease still exists in one part of the world, it also exists. Nobody can be safe in any other part of the world. And so this is why we come together again to say it is time to work together, to stand together, to end this disease everywhere.
So Gigi, let's bring you into the conversation to celebrate Nelson Mandela Day. One Campaign partnering with AIDS producers, Cobham's Asiko, and talented musicians from across the Africa, such as yourself, launching the anthem to promote solidarity as a means of defeating COVID-19, the pandemic. What convinced you to be part of this activation?
Thank you so much for having me. Well, I think one of the most imperative things to add to this is I am a born free, born on in the year 94, on the 7th of July, actually.
Oh, wow.
And being chosen to be part of this has been an amazing dream. You know, as artists, we always collaborate on different things that are always, self-serving. So coming together with so many artists from across the continent, which is the first, of its kind, has been amazing. And to do that as a musician, having the influence you have, but speaking on something, that, a lot of people right now are relating to. We're facing issues around, health, but also a lot of, economic issues. And it's great that, we're not deemed as just, these people who get on stage and make people happy, but people who have something important to say, I guess. And I'm really excited about the song.
So Edwin, tell us how the anthem was put together.
Okay, so the first thing is that we needed to talk about, first of all, different parts of Africa are experiencing the disease or the pandemic in almost the same way. Economics went on lockdown, people are losing their jobs, and countries are finding it difficult to get access to protective equipment, to medicines, to therapeutics, and, losing money. Everything was just going haywire. And we thought, you know what? If individual countries fight this pandemic by themselves, there's a less likelihood that they will succeed. So what we thought was that how do we continue to raise the voice? We have a campaign called the One World campaign. And for the Africa version, we thought that if we get celebrities, artists, talents who already have an audience, who already have a following, if we could get them together to sing and call for this solidarity so that we can all work together and stand together and inspire hope. And, that would really make a difference. And, we started with our Pass the Mic at the global level. And at the African level, we began to reach out to talents. And, like Gigi said, it was about putting your voice to discourse, not for themselves, but for the people, inspire people, speak that language of solidarity. And so we began to reach out to different talents across the regions because we have some from Morocco, from Tunisia, from South Africa, of course, from Nigeria. We have 3 of them, from Tanzania, even from Ethiopia. We just started, let's go across the regions and then talk to artists who will be willing to give their voice and their call and to this cause. And of course, we got these 10 incredible artists who have put this incredible song, produced individually. It's the funny part is that none of them saw each other. Everybody produced individually, and then
That's how it works now, isn't it?
And it put all of that together, and then we have this great, fantastic song that I'll be launching today during the annual Mandela Lecture. Again, a great partnership with the Mandela Foundation.
Gigi, as a musician, what did this teach you about the way forward for artists and how you can record your work and not have to travel to where your collaborators are?
Definitely that there is a digital revolution, and walala wasala, you need to get on that. The fact that we can be in different spaces and be in studio and, as Edwin has said, like create this masterpiece of a song means that I'm definitely implementing a lot of these things post lockdown, and when the pandemic is done, I'm definitely doing work like this. It was efficient, and I think we're going to reach so many different people in so many different spaces, and I've definitely learned from the experience overall.
And Edwin, you got in touch with the Nelson Mandela Foundation, and you're part of this amazing big day today. It's one up your sleeve, isn't it?
Honestly, we're just so grateful. Yeah, we're so grateful.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so the Nelson Mandela annual talk comes up this afternoon. Which part of the program are you occupying? How's it going to happen, Edwin?
Okay, so there is a program, and then after the main lecture itself, it's more or less this song will be launched as a way of closing the lecture itself after President Cyril Ramaphosa talks. This Antonio Guterres speaks, the Secretary General of the UN, and after all of that, the song is going to be like the cap of the day. And we are so grateful for this partnership because we got to reach, new audiences. It's going to be broadcast not just on the Mandela website and Foundation website. It's going to be broadcast on UN TV, and then we're having a partnership not just with the Foundation as well, with YouTube, with Apple Music, with Spotify. We're putting all of this on different channels. So post-launch today, you will be hearing a lot of this song going across the world. And again, we're also connecting with talents and artists across the globe who have been part of the One Campaign Pass the Mic, campaign that we just did. They also are supposed to promote this on their channels to see that talents can give their voice to this cause. So the launch is fantastic. The partnership with Mandela Foundation is fantastic. And MTV Base as well is also a huge partner in this.
Totally awesome. Gigi, your bit, how did you have to prepare for it? Did you write your own bit, or did you have to work with what you were given?
So, we were obviously given a brief, but it was about really showcasing who you are, bringing your people into, the conversation. I mean, I represent, the urban youth in South Africa, young people who've got a lot to say, but we're often so distracted by a lot of things going on social media. So, I mean, just being able to center myself around what's going on and reaching out and speaking, the language that young people like me understand. I definitely came in with the raps. And I think I represented accordingly, not just for my country, but for young Black girls across the continent doing amazing things. And thank you once again. Thank you to you, Edwin, and the team for this. Thank you to everyone who's going to be part of the program. It's definitely something, one up my sleeve, as you said, for myself as a young artist, slowly budding into the rest of the world.
Totally awesome. Gigi, let me ask you, you say you're a born free, and one of the biggest challenges for people your age is everyone just saying, no, they don't want to work, they're not committed. And we look at a person such as yourself, you are so busy, you work really hard. Is there other misconceptions about your generation?
Absolutely. I mean, for anyone who knows, I graduated at Wits University, and I feel like that's what equipped me a lot to go out into the music world. So I think a lot of perceptions around, being an artist is that it's something as simple as getting into a studio and recording a demo, but some things that have really helped me are my education, and I hold that up really proudly as part of my narrative as an artist. I think the biggest issue right now is, detachment, from, structural, the structural powers that be, and the youth. And I think the song is definitely part of a bigger conversation now as to how to get the youth more involved in a lot of things. So the perception is that we definitely don't like education. We don't like to comment on, politics and our social issues. And it's really not true. There are a lot of young people who really want to see a change in a lot of spaces and who are going out and doing that.
We haven't spoken to you in a while. Just tell us quickly, how are you interacting with the messaging of the fight against COVID-19, especially for young people?
Definitely by using our social media platforms. The Gigi Gang Show was the first female hip-hop festival. It started last year with about 5,000 people attending. This year, we're taking it to digital, and we'll be definitely performing and showcasing the song on there as well. So we've taken the whole brand, the whole conversation onto social media, and it's been very overwhelming in a very positive way. I've learned a lot. About technology and how it can be used to reach more people. And I've taken, this time not to complain about things, but to stay safe, yes, but to learn, So everything I've ever wanted to learn, whether it's like visual production or getting better in the studio or, teaming up with the guys to do a song, for Africa, to really get people's spirits, high, that we will get past that. That's definitely what I'm here for during this lockdown.
So you're definitely not playing a spectator in this thing called life.
No.
Thank you so much, Gigi, for speaking to us. Edwin, just in preparation for this afternoon, how do we make the viewers excited?
So I think the first of all is that there is the live stream of the lecture itself on the Nelson Mandela website and on the events, and that is first of all what people, I think people should join as many as possible, and then we'll just have a teaser of the song on our YouTube channel as well, just to see that this is coming. And then once that happens, once during the lecture, once the song is launched, oh God, it's gonna go exploding everywhere. So please be on the lookout on our social channels, on all of the talents who are involved on their social channels as well. They're going to be massively amplifying this. So I invite everybody to just look out for this, join the song, dance to the song. Though it's COVID, but again, we need to get excited that there is hope after all of this. And then if we stand together, we're more likely to defeat the disease than anything else.
Thank you so much for talking to us. What a wonderful conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There was one campaign, Africa Executive Director Edwin Ikhuoria and South African artist Gigi Limayne.